Hey Warhawks, happy Friday. Colonel Wilson, Chief Morgan, we are here with you again, Season 2, Episode 14, Freeform Friday. It's so great to be back, another Friday. Happy to be wrapping up another week. We are excited. I've had a great week, just as we normally do. As you can tell, we've got a guest with us here this week. We have Captain Michael Wong from the 37 Training Wing Staff Agency, who runs our acquisition cell. He's a contracting officer by trade. I think he might be one of the very few, maybe the only contracting officer in the 37 Training Wing at this point, though I couldn't verify that for certain. But Captain Wong is heading up our combined federal campaign. We are kicking off the season officially with Freeform Friday right here.
There you
go. This is how we do it. And so combined federal campaign. Captain Wong, before you get into CFC, you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, how long you've been in the Air Force. Talk a little bit about your job here in the 37 Training Wing.
So, I'm Michael Wong. Been in the Air Force for coming up on 9 years now. Grew up in Los Angeles, California. Grew up in a police family, so kind of had that kind of community service.
Law enforcement.
Right, law enforcement for LAPD.
Me too. Okay.
So, kind of had that sense of like kind of service. So, and instead of following my father's footsteps, went through the Air Force. Commissioned at the Air Force Academy, played water polo there. And then went to contracting. First duty station was Minot. Served my time there.
I know what that's like.
Yeah.
So you went from LA to Minot.
It's a bit of a culture shock.
Well, he went with the short stop at the academy.
Yeah, Colorado Springs.
The technical training school in Colorado Springs, Colorado first, right? Yeah.
And then made it over to Eglin down in Florida, and then been here about a year.
Great.
Over the acquisition cell.
Great. And what do you do in the acquisition cell for us right now?
So the purpose of that is, as a tenant unit, we kind of lose some of the functionality of our own internal contracting unit, going through the JBSA structure with the 502 cons. The acquisition cell is to bring that specialty back, allow our members, our groups, to maintain their focus on the training mission, and we are there to support them whenever. Because the 502 cons, with the expansive
big mission,
foothold, huge. They aren't. We allow kind of that liaison to help speak the language to contracting.
Yeah. So you're the interpreter between the folks our Warhawks in the 37 Training Wing and the 502nd cons.
Yes.
You speak to the contracting officers so that the
customers
don't have to. We got that. Anyway, So. Good. Yeah, we just had a record year in. That was great. Congratulations on that.
Strong work.
I think we won't go into numbers on here, but we had everything that we asked for, we got. We can't beat that, right? Yeah. So we've been bragging on you guys for a while, but great work there. But here we are today. We're here to talk about combined federal campaign. So this is our kickoff. You want to talk a little bit about this year's campaign, the timeline, and what people can do if they want to donate to the CFC. I think most of the people that are probably watching this have some exposure to the CFC, have contributed at least once and probably multiple times. But could you talk a little bit about this year's campaign?
All right, sure. So the campaign this year, it's going to be running from September through January. The campaign is known as the largest workplace fundraising campaign in the world. This year, it marks the 60th anniversary.
60 years.
Wow.
So I think the CFC, essentially what it kind of does is any government employee that wants to donate to a cause, a worthwhile cause, and there's quite a few of them, is able to do that, and they go out and through the OPM, the Office of Personnel and Management, they put out they organize a number of different charitable organizations that we can donate easily to, so that we as government workers and members of the Department of Defense and the members of the United States federal government can contribute.
The campaign this year is Be the Face of Change. So the focus is not on the kind of purpose of each of the charitable organizations, but how that affects the people in the community, the adults, children, and your pets out there. Getting down from what they do to how it affects the people, especially in this trying time with COVID. We're not seeing our our friends and family day to
right.
day. So we're trying to bring that the messaging back to how
Yeah.
the CFC affects each person.
You know what CFC that makes me think of is, we're all a collection of stories. We've all got our own backgrounds. We've all got kind of what brought us here today. And we talk a lot about that when we talk about, telling our stories, and we talk about diversity, inclusion, and kind of where we came from. Everybody has something that's very meaningful in their life, and that something is usually a someone. And that someone usually drives your whole outlook on life and what you want to contribute, any excess resources that you might have, any charitable contributions. And so I think that's ultimately, what you're saying to me is it's not about the cause, it's about the people that the cause supports, right? And so I'll use my daughter as an example. My little girl was born with a condition called hypoplastic left heart syndrome. So congenital heart defects is something that's very meaningful to me. That's the face, right? Mm-hmm. It's Claire Wilson for me is the face of the cause, and the cause is, contributing to cardiovascular organizations that support those types of things, and that's ultimately what it comes down to. There is so many different causes that are out there, but people ultimately are drawn kind of to what's meaningful in their lives, and so there's no limit to where they can't contribute. And the administrative fees, I think, are very, very low for the vast majority of them, and they're all transparent. You see what the overhead and admin fees that go into it. You can go online and you can take a look at it.
Yeah, that's what makes CFC such a great organization, is that in 10 minutes you can easily donate to however many and how many organizations you want, and make it an easy one-time transaction through your payroll. So rather than going out there to each organization and donating one by one, the CFC combines all that, makes it a very simple process.
Awesome.
So everything's been on transition to online, so it's even easier with just your phone.
So if they want to contribute, where should they go?
So the easiest way is just to go to givecfc.org. There you can log in, find and search for your organization that's close to your heart, using that.
No pun intended.
Right.
For me.
And choose how much you want to pledge, whether that's a one-time payment or per pay period, and then you just basically select it and it'll be contributed pretty quickly.
Yeah, great. Well, thanks. Yeah, thanks for being here. We appreciate it very much. You're leading the 37th Training Wing. I know JBSA's got their campaign going, and we feed into that. But the fact that you took your time and your energy to be a part of that and lead our wing. We have a number of key workers throughout the wing. I think we're going to put in as part of this video, we're going to put in the listing of POCs. So if anybody wants to donate, they can get a hold of the different reps within the different groups and the different squadrons. Yeah, awesome. Well, there's a lot of other things in addition to CFC that are going on. Unfortunately, this week, Chief, we lost somebody that's a pretty big deal, somebody pretty important to United States Armed Services. We lost Colin Powell.
Yeah, General Colin Powell. He was the former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. He was also the Secretary of State and the National Security Advisor. I mean, you talk about a leader who impacted generations of human beings, of Americans, not just Americans, but citizens from many countries around the world. I mean, his impact on this world is going to be lasting for a long time, and his leadership will be sorely missed. He's got a lot of books out there that he either co-wrote or wrote himself, and on leadership, on his life, on some of his experiences, and just an amazing human being with great impact. A lot of the things we've been seeing around this week have been Colin Powell's 13 rules for success in whatever form that they've had them in. One of them that has always, rang very true with me and that really resonated with me is that perpetual optimism is a force multiplier. And when I think about this, I think about, what a good attitude can bring to anything. We teach, that's what we do here, we train. We train people to do jobs, we train people to become airmen, we train people to be successful in a vocational aspect. But none of that is possible without a good attitude. And that perpetual optimism is really about having a good attitude and bringing that to whatever you do. If you've got a good attitude, man, you can be successful in almost anything that you do.
Well, you take everybody along with you.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah. Hey, I'll go with mine is remain calm and be kind. That makes me think of is, so you can never be kind enough to people, but at the same point, you can do it in such a way that everybody knows that you're still serious.
Yeah.
What remain calm to me means is deliberacy. I'm very big on deliberacy. I want to think through things. I want to talk about things. If we're going to do it, we're going to know what we're doing. We're going to understand what the second and third order effects are. And then at the end of the day, we're going to live with the consequences of the decisions that we make. But we're going to do it with our eyes wide open. We're going to be thoughtful about it. And we're going to make sure we got consultation from all stakeholders. So that's a pretty good one. But you're right. Is 13 rules. I remember going through various forms of PME, and those 13 rules have popped up over and over and over again. But what I remember most about Colin Powell, General Colin Powell, Secretary of State Colin Powell, what I remember is the Gulf War, of course. And I remember General Schwarzkopf and CENTCOM, but he was the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff at the time. And I just, as a little kid, it was to see him, and of course, to see him and state the obvious, he's an African American black leader in that position at that point in time was very formative for me, for everybody, I think, to see what he was doing and what amazing leadership he had. And he and of course consultation with the CENTCOM commander General Schwarzkopf at the time, we obviously kind of set the pace for the way we fought wars going forward, and that was pretty memorable for me personally. Anyway, so.
The Powell Doctrine is still a thing that we teach in PME on the enlisted side, in some respect about how to amass power, amass warfare, and have a unity of effort under one commander towards one goal. And he still has an impact today. So from the 37th Training Wing, our hearts, thoughts, and prayers all go out to the Powell family. And our country was at a loss on the day he passed.
We do. We owe him a debt of gratitude for sure. He was a patriot, and we're grateful for him.
Definitely.
Chief, we had an opportunity to do our quarterly awards this week.
Oh yes, sir.
It was pretty good. We had a little Halloween theme.
Yeah, despite COVID, we got to wear a different kind of mask.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. So
I think it's fun that we can actually, for such a formal organization that's very rigid in its application, that we can actually acknowledge that it's okay to have fun in the workplace and celebrate excellence along the way. Yeah.
And we were both able to dress up. We had a lot of costumes in the crowd, and we won't say what we were because we may in one of our future Freeform Fridays, just like Chief Blaze and I did last year, we might dress up for Freeform. So we'll see. More to follow on that. But we did want to announce our award winners.
Yes, sir.
For yesterday, just to go through them so everybody can hear them. I'll let you lead off with the first one there.
Yes, sir. So from the junior enlisted, we had Senior Airman Ian Frogley from the 737th Training Group. Congratulations.
In the non-commissioned officer category, we had Tech Sergeant Morgan Grevins, aka Velociraptor / Tyrannosaurus Rex. She was dressed up yesterday. 37th Training Group. Congratulations, Sergeant Grevins.
Yeah. Sergeant Grevins probably had the best salute of the whole day in the inflatable T-Rex costume. It was pretty cool.
It was pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. For the senior non-commissioned officer, we had Master Sergeant Michael Galindo from the 737 Training Group. Man, what a professional this guy is. If there's something going on in that training group, he's a part of it.
He's in the middle of all of it.
Yeah, helping lead the way along with a bunch of other professionals that they have. So congratulations, Sergeant Galindo.
We have no shortfall of talent, no doubt.
Right.
Company grade officer of the quarter was Captain Marissa Gaitan from our Inter-American Air Forces Academy.
Yeah.
She's an ISR instructor over there, Intel officer by trade, fluent Spanish speaker. Very grateful for her service in our wing.
From the field grade officer category, we had Major Elise Oselinek from the 737th Training Group. Congratulations.
Right, from our MTCS section there. Civilian non-supervisory category 1, Mr. Keith Roberts from the 737th Training Group BMT. Congratulations.
Civilian category 2, non-supervisory, was Jerry Wade from the 37th Training Group.
I think he leads a lot of our BIT courses over there, is what he does.
Congratulations.
Non-supervisory category 3, Miss Sarah Kabuzzi, who is a close friend of mine, 637 Training Group, DLI ELC. She's a great airman, and we're very grateful for her.
Yes, sir. And then the civilian supervisory category 3, Miss Jovita Acosta from the 637th Training Group.
So we had a little bit of everybody.
Yeah, a little bit of everyone.
We had some winners, so it was great. look forward to it. Now we had the Spirit Award, of course, we gave out. You might remember those that are familiar with the announcement a quarter ago. We had BMT that won the Spirit Award. This time we had our DLI ELC headed up by the first sergeant, who was just insane.
Oh, Sergeant Mason, he can get the crowd going. He's a good guy.
He did. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So congratulations to them. They took the traveling trophy home. So that was pretty exciting too. So we have a banquet coming up on Friday.
Yes, sir.
We have the announcement tomorrow, I think, for the MTI of the year. I think you're going to go maybe over and participate in that.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to be on leave, unfortunately. But then we celebrate that on Friday with the ball or the gala, the MTI annual banquet.
That's right.
It's pretty exciting. Country western wear and attire.
Yeah, I'm from Massachusetts. We don't have a lot of cowboy hats, but I think I'm going to muddle through.
You'll figure it out.
Try and adopt. Yeah.
You'll figure it out. And then finally, final note for Freeform Friday, we had our Warhawks of the week.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get around last week, but you and Colonel Eric went around and saw Miss Maxine Ababa from the 37th Training Wing. Now, it says she's protocol. She is tech. She is the 37th Training Wing protocol, but she is protocol for the 37th Training Group, and I know she sees herself as a member of that group.
Yes.
So congratulations, Maxine. And Miss Laura Duque from the 341st Training Squadron Military Working Dogs over there. So congratulations, Laura. It was great to have, again, a myriad of different winners. Such a huge organization, such a diverse organization to touch on all of that. It's really cool. So with that, I think we are closing out Freeform Friday, episode 14. Going into a big football Friday. I'll be on travels the next couple days. And so at any rate, appreciate everything you do, Warhawks, very much, and everybody else that's out there that supports the 37 Training Wing. Grateful for y'all. With that, we are out of here. Warhawks train to win.